Nice evening. It's the first time I've gone live on YouTube, but thought this would be a good time because we've got a winter storm happening across the United States this weekend and especially here in Pennsylvania. So, want to take you through what to expect for the weekend here, at least in central Pennsylvania and the state of Pennsylvania in general. So, want to get started. First, I think it's kind of fun to take a look at where we are compared to the snowfall of last year. So last year, our area in central PA picked up about 24.5 inches of snowfall. The average is 38, so we were below average. And if we take a look at the 2025 to 2026 season so far, we have been below average with our snowfall. But if any indication of what's going to happen this weekend looks to be the way it is, I do think we're going to end up seeing at least average amounts of snowfall here for the month of January across the state. So let's take a look at the National Weather Service. They have issued warnings and advisories across the United States as the storm system is going to develop. We're under a winter storm watch, and this is going to continue from Saturday evening until Monday afternoon, that winter storm watch. Now, a watch means it'll either turn into a winter weather advisory or it's going to turn into a winter storm warning, or it'll just go away. I don't anticipate it going away. It'll probably turn into a winter storm warning, which means that there is the potential to see upwards of 6 inches or more of snowfall. If it's a winter weather advisory, it means you could see upwards of 3 inches or more of snowfall. So again, watches, across the United States. We also have some cold air to deal with here in central Pennsylvania before we get to that snowfall this weekend. So there is a cold weather advisory for most of the area. It begins at 1 p.m. on Friday because tomorrow's going to be a backwards day where temperatures are going to be dropping as the day goes along. And we could feel wind chills between 15 to 20 degrees below zero. And that goes until Saturday morning. So please use caution. Make sure your pets are nice and warm because we potentially could see that cold air, and that cold air sticks with us, will impact how this winter storm plays out as well. So here is a look at one forecast model. We have the European up. So if I take you through this is Friday. Again, that cold air is moving in after that front we had yesterday, bringing us snowfall. As we head into the day on Saturday, we continue to see that cold air. And then it's not until late Saturday night that we start to see this snow moving in, okay, as we continue to see that heavier pockets of snow starting to move in to our southern counties. I think the heaviest snow is going to be into the morning hours on Sunday. Because there's so much cold air in place, it's dense, and cold, dense air does not allow it to hold a lot of moisture. Now, the moisture is going to be coming up with this storm system from the south, and so we are going to see that storm system moving in from the south. We're hoping not to see that pink and purple. That means a mixture. We're hoping that it stays as snowfall through this entire storm because that will give us a little bit of those higher totals. So again, this is European, and it starts to exit on out by Monday and then moves along, and we have cold air settling back in. I have someone asking if I can check on what's going on in Florida where it is getting cold. I can show you again the national maps. Let me pull this back. Florida currently is not under any of those. Now, Texas is under those winter storm warnings. Southern Texas looks like there potentially is a winter storm watch, but there's no winter storm warning. But you can see that this storm is quite large and going to extend the whole way to the northeast. Now, I just showed you the European. Let's take a look at the GFS and show you what that is showing for this storm. Again, this is a look at the whole United States. So let's watch it form. It's going to form in the southern part of the lower 48 and trek its way to the east. So this system starts to form. We've got that cold Arctic air settling in as it continues to make its way across the entire United States, and then bringing in some snowfall for us as we head into late Saturday night and into early Sunday morning before it starts to exit on out and we're going to stay cold into next week with temperatures only in the single digits. So let's take a look at the GFS, a closer look into the Northeast. So again, Friday, it's just a cold day. Then as we head into the evening hours on Saturday, we start to see that snow developing. The heavier snowfall is going to be in blue as it continues to make its way northward. This one doesn't have as much snowfall and it exits pretty quickly. So again, this one is the GFS. Kind of moves quicker, doesn't have as much snowfall as the European model does. I also want to give us a look at those temperatures because, like I said, it's going to be quite chilly over the next couple of days, and that's really going to impact this system. So you can kind of see temperatures dropping on Friday. Like I said, it's going to be one of those backwards days. By Friday night, we could see temperatures below 0 degrees. That's not just with the wind chill, that's the actual air temperature. As we head into the day on Saturday, we'll barely make it out of the single digits. We'll be in the lower teens. And then once this system starts to glide on in, those temperatures rise a little bit, but then that cold air by Monday and Tuesday settles back into central Pennsylvania. Now, I like to look at the NCEP Cirrus plumes for my forecast. This one is showing, let's take a look. We want to bring up Altoona. The blue is showing snowfall. The pink is the freezing rain and sleet is the red. Excuse me, I think I have that backwards. So the freezing rain is the red, the sleet is the pink. So it does indicate that there may be mixing, and if there is mixing, then that means we will see some lower snow totals. But right now, out of this 21 ensemble run, you can see that the lowest amount the ensemble is showing is about 4 inches of snow, whereas the median is around 11 inches of snow. We don't like to look at the outliers at the top because they're so far away from where consensus is. And that's what's really nice about these Cirrus plumes. It gives you a really good look at potentially what you could see. This one is for State College, the Cirrus plumes there. Again, more of a widespread range here with this one. The lowest amount is showing around 4 inches, and again, the median is around a foot of snow. We have not seen snowstorms like this in central Pennsylvania for at least a couple of years, so this is one of those big storms potentially here across the area. So you do want to use caution. Best things to do. 1, it's going to be a cold storm. Make sure you're prepared. Make sure you have any medication, food for your pet, food for yourself. Saturday, we're going to get blustery as we head into Monday, some blowing snow. This, because it's going to be so cold on Sunday, what does fall looks to be the fluffy, drier snowfall. But keep in mind that it is going to be cold, and if there are any power outages, you want to make sure that you have anything charged, your devices, things like that, to make sure that you are safe. Also with the cold, fuel can be a little bit different in a car, so you want to make sure that you also have fuel in your vehicle in case you need it. And it's always good to have an emergency kit in your vehicle in case you do have to drive in this winter storm on Sunday. You're able to get to your destination without having to worry about not having fuel. So again, National Weather Service has those winter storm watches out. Those will either turn into an advisory or a warning as we head into the weekend. I can say that it looks like it's Saturday night into Sunday morning is when we start to see the snowfall. Should taper off by early Monday morning, but still could be some impacts for traveling on Monday. And what you want to make sure that you do is be prepared. And if we see some heavy snowfall rates, it looks to be mid-morning on Sunday at this point, where we could pick up about 1 inch to 2 inches of accumulation in an hour. So that's what it looks like if we are going to see that snowfall here in central Pennsylvania. So please stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the snow if you can. And again, be prepared for what could come. It is the potential to see some snowfall that reaches the double digits, but we could also see that sleet mixed in potentially, and then those numbers will be lower. But at this point, it does look like it is a nice clean storm where it is all snow here in central Pennsylvania. All right, well, thanks for tuning into my first YouTube Live. Hope to do more of these in the future, and I will also make sure to keep you updated as well. All right, have a nice evening, everyone.